I'm here today to talk about if you are ready to do federal government contracts and the mistakes that you should avoid if you literally want to win more government contracts. Now, if you are new to the channel, right, please do us a favor and like the video, okay? I really need you guys to like the video and please subscribe to the channel because this channel is so undervalued. We have so much content on how to win government contracts. If you literally go to my channel, look at the playlist, look at some of those videos, I promise you will know exactly step by step how to win government contracts. If you don't know who I am, again, my name is Desmond, founder of USA Contract Solutions, where we specialize in helping businesses win government contracts. If you want us to help you win some government contracts, there's some link in the description below. Click those links, and we also have a live training coming up this Sunday. Okay, so if you want to participate on this live training where I literally show you how to win government contracts, it's completely free. The link in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's get to why you are here, right? What are the things that you should avoid when trying to do government contracting at the federal level? Not state, but federal contracting, right? Now, I have my notes over here, so I'm going to be referencing my screen to make sure that, I cover everything the way I'm supposed to cover. Okay, guys? And by the way, if you stay to the end of this video, right, I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons why most businesses fail in the government market and why you should avoid those 3 reasons. Okay, guys? So the first thing, right, your company name. I'm gonna start from like smallest thing all the way to the most important things. Okay, so that's why I said stay to the end. So the first thing, right, your company name should not be too specific. Okay, so if you're entering the government space, right, you're still creating your company, have a general company name, okay, like ABC Solutions, right? If you say ABC Cleaning Services, guess what? Now you're stuck in the cleaning industry and they're going to be reluctant to offer you different contracts if your name is just stuck with a particular industry, right? So you want to have a general business name. That way you can conform and bid different contracts without having to justify how you can win the contract with your company name. So you want to have a general business name like ABC Solutions, ABC Enterprises, right? Those are very general. Also, make it short, okay? You don't want a long email, right? Or a long company name, because now everybody's gonna be like, when they try to search a company name, they're gonna misspell it, it's gonna be annoying, and they're gonna get frustrated, and then they're gonna leave, right? So short, concise, and to the point, but very general. The second thing, right, is you don't want to have a billion NICS codes on your capability statement or on your website, right? Pick 5 NICS codes, okay? Now, as you start to scale and win more government contracts, you can now start adding more, okay? But literally, pick 5 NICS codes and stick with those 5. Literally, even pick 3. You're good with 3, but at most take 5, okay? So, another mistake to avoid when pursuing government contracting is your digital presence, okay? You need to have a digital presence. So you want to avoid having, your email being Gmails or Yahoos or AOLs, right? You need to have a company email. So Desmond@companyname.com, right? So your name at companyname.com. You want to have an email that is a professional email, right? Also, with the phone numbers, man, don't have no Magic Jack numbers, okay, or no Google numbers. Have a legit phone number, because if somebody calls you and it's literally a Magic Jack or a Google number, they're gonna hang up on you, okay? Like when I call somebody and it's that, I instantly just block them. I never want to call them again. Like literally, like come on, you're doing business with the government, okay, guys? Also, your website. You want to have an appealing website, because listen, these government officials, these federal contractors, they're gonna look you up. They're gonna look you up online to make sure you have a digital presence, right? So have a digital presence, have a LinkedIn, right? Have an Instagram, have a maybe YouTube channel if you like, the content creation space, but have a nice website, have a LinkedIn profile that highlights what you guys do. And don't make your website so specific to the point where you are locked into this industry, right? You can always offer multiple services, and that's why it's important to have a general business name, okay, guys? And also, something to avoid is, right, well, most small businesses fail because they haven't truly identified their value proposition, right? So what is your value proposition? Why do you deserve X, Y, and Z contracts, right? So you really need to define your value proposition so that you can actually win contracts. Don't just want to go in there and say, hey, I do it all, right? I'm a jack of all trades. I can do anything that you guys need me to do, right? Figure out exactly what lane you want to play in. And that's why I say pick at most 5 NAICS codes, because those 5 NAICS codes will determine, where your competencies are and, essentially how you can start winning those opportunities that fit within your scope. Okay, guys? So those are the first 4, right? The 5th thing will be don't email random people asking them for contracts, especially if you're not adding any value. Just because you found an email on sam.gov does not mean it's a contracting officer, right? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? But don't email random people, right? It's actually a specific way you should actually contact them. There's a small business specialist, there's a contracting officer, the program manager, the end user, right? You have no idea who the person's email is, so randomly emailing them is not gonna help you, which is why more than likely they never respond to emails in the first place, okay? So stop emailing random people and hoping to give you a contract, okay? Especially if you're not adding any value. You need to do your market research first to find the person that buys what you sell and then contact them. Don't randomly email people, okay? Number 6, right? Trying to do business with every single agency. Stop it, okay? If I ask you, who do you want to do business with? And you say the government, that means you don't know. There's 90,000 agencies all buying different products and services. Give me your top 3 agencies that you want to do business with, right? So how do you find your top 3 agencies? You need to do your market research. I have videos telling you exactly how to do your market research and find those agencies, right? So find your top 3 agencies that buy what you sell and focus there, because each agency is spending billions of dollars every single year. If, let's say, Department of Army is only spending $2 million on what you provide, right? But Department of Navy, Department of Homeland Security is spending $20 billion. Well, you should go focus where they're spending $20 billion and not just $2 million, right? Which is why you should do your market research to find the agencies that buy what you sell the most and focus there. Don't try to do business with every single agency. It will save you a lot of time, headache, and wasted opportunities, because you're going to be fishing in the wrong pool. Also, you want to actually go to agencies where they buy your products and services all the time, not just once a year. If they buy your products and services once a year, well, you're going to be waiting all year for one contract and you might lose the contract, right? So go where they buy it all the time. Just like I was saying, if Homeland Security is spending $20 billion, right, go there. If Army is spending, only $2 million, well, don't even worry about that one. Go where they're spending $20 billion, right? There's more opportunities there, right? So it's very important to understand who your buyers are. That's what I'm trying to say. I need you guys to focus on who your buyers are. That way, you're spending time and energy on people that consistently buy your products and services, which will lead to you winning more government contracts, okay? Now, in the 3rd category, right, as far as relationships, when you are building these relationships, right, you need to not lead with your certifications. Nobody cares that you're a women-owned business or a minority or an 8A or whatever certification you have, right? Nobody cares. Always lead with your value proposition. Like, why do you deserve this $100 million contract? Why do you deserve this $10,000 contract? Why should I even be talking to you, right? Like, I don't care if you're a woman on a minority or a different set aside, right? Like, why should I be talking to you? Why should I waste time, entertaining your conversation? What is your value proposition? And this goes back to what I said earlier, right? Why most businesses fail, because they haven't truly defined your value proposition, right? You need to define your value proposition so that when you do your market research and understand who your buyers are, and you go there to build a relationship, you can naturally add value to them, because you know for a fact that they buy your services and you can help them, okay? So, and when you go to build that relationship, lead with your capabilities and not your certifications. That will let them know that you're not an average person, because the average person leads with the certifications, right? You want to differentiate yourself from the masses, and you do that by leading with your value rather than your certification, okay, guys? So also, right, when you're building these relationships, don't be thirsty for contracts, okay? Yes, we know that they have a lot of money, they want to reward contracts, right? But don't be thirsty, okay? They can literally smell it on you, because all you're saying is, give me a contract, give me a contract, give me a contract, right? Literally go in there to provide value. It might take you a few months, right? Maybe a few weeks, maybe a few hours, right? But just lead with providing value, and that will result in contracts rather than you trying to beg for opportunities, right? It's like you're like a hungry dog in the back of a meat truck. Like, I get it, you're hungry, but damn, take a chill pill, like relax, you know what I mean? So don't be thirsty for contracts, okay, guys? Hey, real quick, please like the video. I'm begging you, just please like the video. It takes literally 3 seconds to do. Look at that, you're already done. Thank you very much. Just press the like button right there. Like the video. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. In the fourth category, right, as far as proposals, okay, you have not following the directions. When you are bidding contracts, the directions are literally in the description, right? They're literally inside the contract. When you're gonna bid the contract, go to the instructions, go to section L, right? That's where the instructions are. They will tell you exactly step by step how to respond to this bid. If you can simply follow those instructions, you're gonna be in good hands, right? If you don't follow the instructions, now you're not compliant, and that's gonna lead to you not winning the contract, right? Because you're not compliant, and they don't have to reward you the contract because you're not compliant. So simply follow the directions that are outlined inside the instructions, okay? Now, as far as proposals goes, right, bidding random contracts and hope to win. Don't just start bidding random contracts, okay? Just because you found it on SAM does not mean you're gonna win, right? Now, you can win, don't get me wrong, you can definitely win that contract, right? But you need to bid strategically, because think about it, right? Let's say you bid 50 contracts and you only win one. The cost of losing those 49 outweighs the profit that you make on the one contract, because all the time, energy, and effort put into those 49 contracts that you lost, more than likely you could have did a bid or no bid analysis and disqualified 20 of those contracts, right? And only bid 21 of those. You see what I'm saying? But you went ahead and bid 50 because you did not qualify them. So always qualify the contracts that you want to go after to ensure that you have a high probability of winning this contract. If you have a high probability of winning this contract because you have the resources, the past performance, the experience, right, all the credibilities, the credentials, right, then go ahead and bid the contract, because you are in a better position to win the contract rather than just bidding random contracts and hope to win, okay? So you got to stop bidding random contracts. Also, stop bidding contracts outside your scope. If your value proposition is worth $10,000, right, why are you bidding a $100 million contract? Why do you think you can win a $20 million contract? That's not your space, right? So you need to bid contracts that are inside your scope, right? If you only, if the biggest contract that you've done is $100,000, trying to go for a $3 million contract might be out of scope, right? Now, you can partner with a company that's done that before. The company wins the contract and hire you as a subcontractor, and you do, 15% or 20%, that amounts to, let's say, $300,000, right? But trying to go for a $3 million contract when the most you've done is $100,000 is gonna be, can you win it? Yeah, but you gotta really come, with your stuff together, right? And more than likely, you're probably not gonna be able to do that, right? So find good teaming partners to help you, okay, to go for those bigger opportunities, especially if you've never won a contract of that magnitude, right? And this leads me to our next category, which is teaming agreements. We all know that teaming agreements is how you're going to succeed and win bigger, more lucrative contracts. So you need to actually form teaming agreements with other businesses to win these government contracts, right? Now, let me say this, okay? You cannot win a government contract at the federal level, especially if it's a service contract. You cannot win a service federal contract, right, and sub out all the work. You can't. That's damn near illegal, right? Limitations on subcontracting says that 50% of any service contract must be done by the contractor. So if you win a $100,000 service contract, you must do $50,000, and the subcontractor can do the remaining $50,000. But $50,000 must be done by your own employees, right? So that is called limitations on subcontracting. You can literally look it up on Google, type in limitations on subcontracting, FAR, right? Because it will now pull up the FAR, in that particular section, and you can read it and find out that you cannot just sub out all the work if it's a service contract. Now, if it's a product contract where you're buying and reselling products, yes, you can buy the products from your manufacturer, slap your profit on top, and sell it to the government, right? That's okay. But for services, you must do 50%, right? So you should avoid trying to sub out all the work if you're at the federal level. That is not what you're supposed to do, right? Also, there's a thing called pass-through charges, right? Pass-through charges simply says that you must add value to the contract, okay? That's all it says. You must add value to the contract. So winning a contract and hiring a subcontractor to do all the work is not adding value. That's literally a pass through. You're passing it through to them, right? So the question is, how are you going to add value to the contract? Most small businesses don't know how to add value to the contract, which is why they don't win the contract, right? So find ways to add value to the contract, okay? Also, right, avoid adding zero value to your prime contractors, okay? When you reach out to these prime contractors for subcontracting opportunities, right, don't just say, hey, prime contractor, I'm a small business and I do construction, right? Give me an opportunity. They're gonna look at you crazy. They will literally look at you crazy, right? So, but you need to add value. So say, hey, prime contractor, I'm a small business, right? I have this much experience. I can do X, Y, and Z. I have these relationships. I've also identified some of these contracts that I believe we can work together, to both grow our businesses, right? So what I'm trying to say is, don't just go to a prime contractor that says, give me an opportunity to be a subcontractor, right? Go to them and say, hey, listen, I want an opportunity to be a subcontractor, yes, but I can also make you money because I have these relationships, I've seen these contracts, and we can leverage each other to make more money down the road. That's a mutually beneficial relationship, right? So you need to make sure that you are adding value either to the contracting officers, right, the agencies, or the prime contractors, okay? Also, you should avoid picking the wrong subcontractors, right? If you win a contract and you need subcontractors, don't just pick a random subcontractor that's going to mess up the contract and then, give you a bad look to the government, right? So always do your due diligence, right? Look up the subcontractors, do your research on them, call some of the previous clients, right? Literally make sure that they are doing good business. Do they have accounting systems in place, right? Like make sure that they are doing good business and they are organized. You can literally tell a lot about a company if they are organized or not. If they're not organized, why do you think they're going to be organized with your business, right? If it's not meeting deadlines, in the regular business, why would they meet a deadline with you? You see what I'm saying? So make sure you pick great subcontractors and do your market research to ensure that the subcontractors that you pick are actually going to deliver, right? So overall, we covered 5 different sections, right? The first section was all about your offer, right? That's what the first section was all about your offer. Essentially, what are you selling, right? Does your company website match that? Is your company name general? Do you have 5 NICS codes or do you have 1 billion NICS codes, right? Do you have a defined value proposition? You must have a defined value proposition to avoid, essentially losing opportunities, right? You also must have a digital presence because they're gonna look at your digital presence to make sure that you're a legit company, you have an online footprint, right? When it comes down to your buyer, the agencies that buy your products and services, don't email random people asking for contracts, okay? Go do your market research and find the exact agencies that buy what you sell and focus on them because they will give you the most opportunities to make a lot of money, okay? And also, right, don't go to every single agency. Pick a few, right? And also, don't go to agencies that buy what you sell every now and then. Go where they buy it, consistently, right? Because you want to have consistent business. So go to the individuals that consistently buy what you sell. That way, you can have consistent business, right? And when building your relationships, always lead with your value and not with your certification, okay? Also, don't be thirsty for contracts. It's a process, okay, guys? So follow the process, follow up with them, but don't be thirsty, all right? When bidding your proposals, right, always follow the directions. They're always going to be in the proposal, in the solicitation, so always follow the directions because they will tell you exactly what you need to do to meet the needs of the particular contract. And also stop bidding random contracts and hope you win, okay? I need you guys to be strategic when bidding these government contracts and avoid bidding outside of your scope. If you are in this right here, if you can only do $100,000 contract, cool. Bid, let's say $150,000 contract, $200,000 contract, right? $200,000, right? But bid in your realm, okay? Don't go from a $100,000 contract to a $10 million contract and hope you're gonna win. It's gonna be very hard to put that together, especially if you don't have the experience doing that, right? And overall, when picking your partners and your teaming agreements, right, literally research those companies, okay? Research them, and remember, you can now win the contract and hire a company to do all the work, especially if it's a service-based contract, okay, guys? And also make sure you add value. You have to add value if you want to consistently win government contracts. So that sums it up, right? If you want us to help you win some government contracts, like I said, we have a live training this Sunday. Click the link in the description below and register for this free live training where we will teach you exactly step by step how to win those government contracts. Nonetheless, you're one contract away. And before I forget, right, this is your bonuses, okay? Now, most businesses fail because of 3 things, okay? If you can avoid these 3 things, I promise you, you will succeed. The first thing is this, right? They have the wrong information. If you have the wrong information, trust me, you're gonna lose contracts, okay? Because you're not gonna know where to go. You're going the wrong way, right? So how do you get the right information? Well, join our program. Watch all of my videos, because in my videos I literally break it down. I don't spend hours talking and saying nothing. I actually give you tangible steps on how to go win these government contracts, okay? So the first thing is getting the right information, and we provide that inside our channel and inside our program and inside the live training I'm gonna have this Sunday, right? The second thing, right, is the right strategy. You need the right strategy based on the industry that you are in, okay? It's not just a cutter, strategy, right? You need to customize your strategy based on your experience, what you have, with the resources that you have, right? Are you going to be a prime, a sub? Are you going to go here, go to the federal, state, local? What's going to be your strategy to ensure that you win, right? Don't just start randomly bidding contracts and hope you win. You need a defined strategy, okay? And we help you with that inside our programs, right? And the last thing is implementation. Are you actually bidding government contracts, right? If you are bidding government contracts, good. Fix your strategy, right? And bid strategically to win more opportunities, right? But if you're not bidding government contracts, you should start bidding government contracts, because if you don't bid contracts, you're not going to win any contracts, right? Unless you want to be a subcontractor, and that's cool, but you still need to go actively bid government contracts. I know I said a lot, but I did tell you exactly what you need to do to avoid, losing in the government space. If you got some value from this video, please smash that like button, okay? I don't deserve you guys. Thank you guys very much for your time. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You're one contract away, and make sure to register for the live training coming up this Sunday, okay guys? So click down in the description below, register for the live training, and I will see you then. Peace.